Hey, what's up everyone? Jonny Roven here, personal injury attorney. I'm so glad that you're going to check out this video. But first, I just want to tell you about my new text messaging platform. I'm now available by text. I'm building up a whole text messaging community. Just text me 818-639-3997. You can text me anything about personal injury. We're pretty much available all the time. Just try it out. Even test it, okay? 818-639-3997. All right, enjoy. What's up, everyone? Jonny Roven here, personal injury attorney. Employment as well. So actually today I wanted to be discussing an employment topic, overtime. What's overtime? Overtime is essentially hours over 8 hours a day or 40 hours a week. So there's a lot of times when employers, they give their employees way too much work to complete in the normal day and then pressure the employees to stay after hours or work from home, work during lunch, work during rest breaks. You're entitled to those in California, by the way. It's a big problem because the employers, a lot of times, they don't pay their employees for the time outside the overtime that they ended up working. So if they ended up, staying half an hour, 2 hours later, or they had to go home to complete their tasks, then the employee should be able to should be compensated for that work. Employees need to be paid for their overtime. Obviously, there's a lot of exemptions, which we could discuss later. But generally speaking, if an employee works overtime over 8 hours a day or over 40 hours a week, they need to be paid time and a half for that overtime. A lot of times people ask me the question, am I entitled to overtime if I'm paid a salary? So let's say you're working at, some company and you're getting paid $40,000 plus a year. Are you entitled to overtime? Generally speaking, yes, you are entitled to overtime. Obviously, there's going to be the exemptions, but just because a person is paid salary does not mean necessarily that they're not entitled to overtime. For example, let's say, you're working at a restaurant and they decide to pay you $40,000 a year, but they have you working 12-hour days. If you don't fall under some specific exemption, you should be paid time and a half for the hours over 8 hours, and up to a certain point you can get double time. So it's very important to make sure that you're getting adequately compensated. Essentially, it very well could be worth it to go after employers, even if it's just a few hours a day over a long period of time, because the attorneys can go after attorney's fees. There's attorney's fee statutes that say that if an employee is entitled to overtime wages, then the attorney can collect attorney's fees on top of the wages that the employee is owed. So even if it's a relatively low amount of damages, relatively low amount of overtime, it still could be a good lawsuit. So don't be discouraged from seeking out an attorney if you feel like your case is, not such a big case. It should be thoroughly evaluated by a competent employment attorney before making a decision as to whether or not to pursue your damages. I'm Jonny Roven, attorney, Los Angeles. Give me a call anytime, 800-566-4868. All right, take care.